today I'm going to be covering Proposition 19. This is a California property tax that just passed. Now, I know this was a new measure voting on the voting ballot, and it does tie in with Proposition 6090, which is our current law, and Proposition 13. You have to know Proposition 13 to understand Proposition 19. They will go hand in hand, as well as Proposition 58 and 193. And also Proposition 19, which is the new property tax rule that we will go over, because this is like an expansion of Proposition 13, and we will compare those under the current law. So 2 dates to remember is February 16th this year, or actually next week, and April 1st of this year. If your property is protected under the living trust, this is a time to I encourage you to evaluate your living trust agreements and to go over with your attorney to know these laws and how it will affect your family transfers and what you could do if there's any further protection to protect your asset. To give you a background on Proposition 13, this bill has passed in 1978. So when this bill passed, this allowed protection to the homeowners of having the tax rate not be charged more than 1%, about 1% of the property purchase value. And thereafter, every year on an annual increase is capped at 2%, no more than 2% per year. Generally, California homes are rising. So, I mean, if this bill had not passed, then homeowners would be struggling to pay property taxes, which happened in historical times. So that's why this protection is under Proposition 13. So in other words, the tax rate at 1% about is charged or reassessed at the time when the property is sold. So as long as the property owner continues to own the property, every annual increase will be capped at 2% per year or even less. I mean, usually, in addition to that, annually, I mean, the tax rate could go as high as up to 3% due to the inflation rate. However, that's why this Proposition 13 has provided protection to cap it at 2%. But under Proposition 19, allows homeowners who are 55 years and over, and also owner who has severe disabilities or even permanent, and also who have been affected by wildfires and natural disasters, are allowed to have their property tax basis transfer or carry over to their new property that they will use as a replacement home. So under the current law, Proposition 6090 only allows you to transfer to within inner counties. Now that has broadened to a lot of the counties who have adopted this under the state law, and you are able to find a replacement property as your primary residence only anywhere in California. Now, under the current law, Proposition 6090 only allows 55 years and older to apply their principal place of residence, also known as primary residence, under their property tax basis, only to be transferred at one time to their new replacement property. Now, this transfer of the current property tax base rate is only for a replacement home that will be used as their primary residence. Now, under the current law, we were able to use it for any property. Now, but this Proposition 19, you are able to move anywhere in the California where counties will adopt this proposition, and most likely almost all counties will, because now it's the state regulation. And also this housing inventory will also open up housing inventory for the real estate market to be more active, and making it available for new families to have the opportunity to buy a home. Now we're going to be talking about the family transfer, the inheritance property transfer, so stay tuned. There is really no definite answer because some homeowners, they do want to take advantage of this property tax rule before April 1st because they're selling their home that they've been living there for a long time and they found a replacement property to live in. But because it's not April 1st yet, we are to believe that, and I really recommend you, once you have identified a property that you want to live in and you're in the process of purchasing, then please find that county tax assessor's office and speak with somebody in the right department to ask them how this will take place and if you're able to take advantage of the Proposition 19. Now, there's different angles to look at it, how this Proposition 19 can be good or cannot be in the future. So in all ways, please try to always find out before you make the final decision.